In this video, I'm going to show you how to avoid having an oval head. This is how I make my heads more round. First, this is where I'm increasing the head. I'm going to crochet in the front loop only. See how I split that stitch? It's a little bit different. You're not going through the both loops at the top. And then I'm just going to, right here, I'm single crochet increasing because that's what the pattern calls for. But this entire round is being done in that front loop of the stitch. And this is how it's going to look when you're done. See how it lies a little bit more flat? And then you're just going to continue your pattern from there. So here you can see I've increased, and I have a couple of rows already done, and I'm just going to stretch it out. Sometimes your increases need to have like a little bit of a tug, and then it makes it more round. And I do this almost with everything I make. Just continually tug and stretch from every side all the way around, not just the front and the back. And now here I have my neck strengthener, which I have an entire video on that that can help you with it a little bit more. This is a brief overview. But what this does is I'm going to put this in here. First of all, it's also going to help it like strengthen the neck. That's why I call it that. But also you're cinching in the neck. And that's also going to help keep it from like rounding up and instead of out. So the neck will be cinched in here, which will help those other rows go outwards instead of upwards. And that's what it'll look like when you're done. And stuffing is the final part of making sure your head is round. So you can see those that edge where I increased. That's where you want to make sure that you stuff very well. You want to make sure you stuff through the whole circumference of the circle, every corner, I guess, but I don't know what it is in circle. And you can see that I'm trying to get in the front and the back and the sides. You just want to make sure that you get every piece of that filled in first. You can feel where there's holes, where there's gaps in the stuffing. Make sure you don't use very much at a time. And here I decreased one more time. So this is the final, like I'm going to cut it off and fasten like so that remaining circle's shut. You want to make sure you stuff here every single time, not just for a round head, because there's a lot of gaps at the top that you can't quite get unless you have it a little smaller. So here I'm making sure that I'm stacking it on top, not like squishing it in. I'm trying to like lift it up, like almost like tuck it in. And that's where you're going to also help with the roundness of the head. You don't want it to be too flat. So this is helping you keep that shape, and that's how you get a nice round head.